Uy. No, you remain standing. Sige na, upo na. Hello. I would like to thank Bishop Joe for inviting me to address you. And I want to thank my classmate, Father June Ares, for that introduction, which sounded like a decree of canonization. I told Bishop Joe, naku, ang dami palang tao. I thought it would be a small group of priests and some religious. Pero it's okay. At least the church looks normal with our lay people here, the young people, and the church workers. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Maraming salamat. Bishop Joe asked me to share about the new evangelization, which is a very complex reality at the moment. Marami pong aspects na kailangang linawin. But given our limited time, I would like to focus on a few fundamental aspects of the new evangelization that surfaced during the meeting of the representatives of the bishops all over the world in the Synod of Bishops held last October 2012. But as an introduction, when we say new evangelization, it does not mean we will invent a new gospel. Do not say, in Bukidnon we have 5 gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Joe. New evangelization. Hindi. That cannot be. Sorry, No, we cannot invent a new gospel. Kasi sabi nga, if Jesus is truly the Word of God made flesh, then according to the letter to the Hebrews, Jesus yesterday, today, and always. Jesus does not get old. He is alive. And so He is perennially young. Laging bata, laging bago si Jesus. Kaya yung sumusunod kay Jesus dapat laging mukhang bata. Not through makeup, Yung talagang, because we bear in ourselves, in our hearts, the message and the person of Jesus. But at the same time, when we say new evangelization, we realize that even if the gospel remains ever new, the situations of the world where the gospel is proclaimed, the situations change all the time. So we have to look at the changing cultures, mindsets. Hindi nag-iiba ang ebanghelyo, pero nag-iiba ang mundo na tatanggap ng ebanghelyo. May I know sino ang mga parents, mga magulang sa inyo dito? Paki-raise your hands, mga parents. Dami. Buti na lang walang nag-raise ng hands sa mga parents. happy feast day. I hear the parents, laging sinasabi ng parents, ang mga bata ngayon, iba na. Hindi katulad nung time namin. I'm sure nung tayo yung bata, yung parents natin, yan din ang sinabi, ang mga bata ngayon, iba na. No? Sa akin naman, dapat lang, iba na. No? Kung yung bata ngayon, kapareho pa rin nung bata nung 19th century, something is wrong. Talaga naman dapat iba. No? Dapat naman mag-iba. No? For better or for worse, kung walang pagkakaiba, something is disturbing there. No? Ngayon, walang problema yung nag-iiba. How do you address yung mga tao na nag-iiba ang mundo? And that's one challenge of the new evangelization. Do we understand the changing world? Or in our minds, the world has not changed. And so, our language, our style is still for an old world and not for a world that has changed. Pero ang ano doon, do we understand the changing world? Tapos po, another call of the new evangelization is this. I don't know how acute this is in Bukidnon. Pope Benedict XVI stressed also that the new evangelization should address the Catholics who have left the church. Why are they leaving the church? And the new evangelization should listen to them and reach out to them and learn. We should learn from them. Introduction lang ho yun, no? Pero parang mabigat na. No? So then we have a lot to reflect on with regards to the new evangelization. So let me summarize. So first, to rediscover the youthfulness of Jesus and the gospel. Tuklasin muli ang pagiging laging bago ni Jesus at ng kanyang mensahe, ebanghelyo. Ikalawa, to understand the changing times and be creative in proclaiming the gospel to a changing world. And thirdly, addressing the question of Catholics leaving the church. Not only to get angry or to be defensive, but to ask the question, what are they looking for that we are not providing? What are they looking for that they cannot find in the Catholic Church? Okay po. Okay ho ba yun? Yun. Yun ho ang introduction. Now, I said I will focus only on a few issues or concerns. Kasi po, we stayed in Rome for the Synod of Bishops for 3 weeks. At we heard a lot from the different parts of the world about the call for the new evangelization. During the first week, the discussions among the bishops and the representatives of different countries centered on methodologies, parang strategies. What are we doing in our different contexts? And aaminin ko sa inyo, I will confess, at some moments, I felt like we were trying to impress each other. Yung bang parang pagalingan, oh, in our country we do this, no? In our country we do this, ganyan, no? And impressive naman talaga. Ako, I was listening to the bishops from Africa. By the way, 2 weeks ago, I was in Africa, in Kenya, and I was really, I was really edified by what I saw. So, syempre, hindi rin magpapahuli ang Asia. Banat kami. And the Philippine Embassy to the Vatican lent the embassy, the staff lent the embassy for the meeting place of the bishops of Asia para we could confer with one another. Pero alam niyo, after 1 week, parang lahat kami napagod din ng pagyayabang. Parang napagod na kami sa payabangan at pa-impress. No? And this was really, I think, God's way of leading us. And this is where I would like to concentrate. At the end of the first week, the discussions focused on the holiness of the evangelizer. The good news is always, the gospel is always new. Jesus is always new. So the question was, what became old? Kung laging bata at bago si Jesus at ang Ebanghelyo, ano yung tumanda? Ano yung naging, ano ba yung salita sa tigulang? Lagi namang bata yung ba't nagmukhang tigulang? No, ano yun? And so, the discussion focused on the bearer of the good news. The one who proclaims and who is supposed to witness to Jesus. And then, from that discussion on the holiness, sanctity, the spirituality of the evangelizer in a changing world, came the lesson. Instead of inventing our own strategies, which is important also, sabi ng Synod, can we learn from Jesus again? How did Jesus evangelize? Sabi, yes, we have to be creative. No, kasi nga, we come from different contexts, different situations. Even in one country, the situation, for example, of metropolitan Manila is quite different from the situation of Malaybalay. And so we all have to be creative in evangelizing in our respective contexts. But according to the Synod, let us all of us, learn from Jesus. Let us be disciples of Jesus again. Let us be students of Jesus again. And with that, the final document of the Synod of Bishops, the message of the Synod of Bishops to the people of God, focused on the story of the meeting between Jesus and the Samaritan woman as a model for evangelization. So, ang daming pwedeng gamitin, pero ang napili ng Synod of Bishops is the story of the meeting between Jesus and the woman of Samaria, Samaritan woman. At doon sa kwento, nakita How did Jesus do evangelization? And how can we learn from Him in our time and in our context? So using the story of the encounter between Jesus and the Samaritan woman, we draw some elements of the new evangelization. At yun po ang aking bibigyan ng pansin. No? Parang a sketch form. Nakita ko may mga nagsusulat may mga nagte-take notes. Sige. Magbibigay ako ng quiz after this. Yung 100% ang score, bibigyan ng merienda ni Bishop. First element of the story. Sabi po sa John 4, Jesus was on a journey. He was traveling. And he got tired. Napagod. He got weary. And he sat down, siguro to rest, at the well of Jacob. Ang gandang description. Jesus, a traveler, who gets tired, who gets thirsty, and sits by the well of Jacob. This is our first lesson in the new evangelization. Let us look at Jesus. He is the Son of God. He is the one sent by the Father. But He is presented to us as an ordinary traveler. Just like any traveler in the world. Whether on foot, whether by air or ship, we know what traveling is. And of course, there is the fundamental journey of life, the day-to-day journey of life. And Jesus is one simple, ordinary traveler. And He experienced the tiredness that all travelers experience. He sits by the well. Nauna siya sa well. Nauna siya doon. Later pa, mamaya pa darating yung Samaritan woman. Para bagang, as though He went to the well to wait for the woman. He was already there, as though preparing the setting for the coming of the woman and their dialogue. Pero tignan ninyo, pagdating ng babae, she will encounter a tired and thirsty traveler, Jesus. Ano yung lesson sa atin po? First of all, the question to the church is this: are we traveling with the men and women of our time? Traveling para we understand and appreciate and love their worlds, their dreams, their sorrows, their pains. The new evangelization invites us to be like Jesus, to be an ordinary traveler in the pathways of people's lives. Malungkot kung yung travel ng simbahan iba sa travel ng mga tao ng mundo. This is not new actually po. Already in Vatican II, in the document Gaudium et Spes, we were told the hopes and joys, the sorrows and anxieties of the men and women of our time, especially of the poor, are the same hopes and joys, sorrows and anxieties of the disciples of Christ. Vatican II already envisioned the church that travels with men and women of our time. So, yung tanong daw ni Jesus kay Peter doon sa may Rome, when Peter was escaping from the persecution of Rome, no? Quo vadis, no? Where are you going? Dapat tinatanong din ng simbahan, o saan ka ba papunta? Baka yung mga tao papunta doon, tayo naman papunta dito, no? The new evangelization is we travel with people. But another question that this part of the gospel asks us is, do we know the wells where people will go to draw water? Kaya maganda ito si Jesus nauna doon sa well. Alam niya dito pumupunta ang mga Samaritans to draw water. Do we know the wells that our people frequent? Halimbawa, I see some young people here. Ano yung wells? Saan yung mga balon that young people go to draw water? Mga young people, saan kayo nag-i-standby? Sa Adoration Chapel? Yun ba ang inyong well? Saan? Saan ang well? And are we there? Are we in those wells? Sabi po ni Father June, I a member of the Pontifical Council for the Pastoral Care of Migrants. Yung mga migrants, where are the wells that our migrants, our refugees go to?